Alright, sounds like we're good video games. What's good, my good gamers? And welcome to this, fully embiggened, engorged. Welcome to this, the very first episode of A Tale of Two Aethers. A stream where I'm just going to play through Metroid Prime 2 because I really wanted to do that. I like this game. I think this game is really cool. Why was I was motivated to think about this game during a weird Discord meltdown that we had, where I had to temporarily ban a bunch of people for shitposting. And one of them was shitposting about Metroid Prime 2. So, here we are. I'm little. I'm not little. I'm normal size. Oh. Do you know what the most fun thing about setting this up has been? It's been fucking seeing this game realized in glorious 1080p, which it most certainly is not when run in its native resolution. So, yeah. We're following a signal from some Galactic Federation, I think it's just Galactic Federation troopers, into space, to a planet called Aether. Some Metroid storytelling. We got some fancy future UIs telling us where the baddies might be, or where we're going, certainly. Oh, look at that planet. Doesn't it look cool? Let's go there. I'm really excited to play this game again, because in the sort of half an hour I spent mucking about with it, I was reminded just how, like, good the level design is in a 3D exploration game in 2004, which is pretty nice. And like a first-person 3D exploration game. It wasn't like an entirely new idea, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't very well trodden ground. Some might say it still isn't. Oh, look how crisp those textures are. You wouldn't believe I was playing this on a Gamecube. That's for certain. Now, advance warning, we may get some stutter as the game compiles its shaders. I think it should have compiled them already, but I can't guarantee that. Also, I have no idea if my controller works properly, so... What I'm saying is that this is going to be a learning stream, where we learn the extent to which this game is going to work. But also, Metroid Prime 2. Oh! Oh, it's so pretty! Look at it. Damn. Video games. I had real trouble getting my fucking L and R triggers working, but I think that's sorted now. So my ship's fucked. It's not going anywhere. I've gun. I can look in all of the directions. I can strafe. One thing that was really weird about this game, like starting this game up again for the first time in, I don't know, probably more than 5 years, was moving with the control stick. So this game was made for the Gamecube, and like the Gamecube famously only had one thumbstick that was worth a damn. The C stick was kind of a glorified D-pad. So this game's control works off just one analog stick. So what you do is, this is all done with the left stick. You move forwards and backwards with the left stick, and you rotate, just like in, I feel like early Doom games maybe were like that. You have to hold a button to strafe, crucially. Which actually works very well into this game's combat design, and was also done in the original Metroid Prime. There's going to be some teething as I sort of mention things that this game didn't actually invent, but instead grandfathered in from the original Metroid Prime. But also, like, I think this game, I prefer this game quite substantially to Metroid Prime 1, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I think it's a lot tighter. Like, it knows what it's doing a lot better. But yeah, so we've gun. We've also a scan visor. Hell yeah! So everything gets highlighted in a fun block color for us, and then we can scan it. And then it records some research to our logbook. I love it. It's like I can do research for my job and for fun. Ship's been damaged. Auto repair function initiated. Can return to your ship to recharge energy, reload weapons, and save progress in the game. And then you get to go to this logbook where you get a model viewer. They put the model viewer in the game. Genius. Hunter-class gunship is one of a kind. Its distinct hull lines marking it to friend and foe alike. Custom built for you by the Federated shipyards at Alias 3. It contains a mobile energy recharge system and microfactories designed to produce ammunition. Awesome. A sophisticated onboard computer stores mission data collected in the field for future reference. Nice. You can access that logbook whenever the hell you like. Look at this orbital menu. It's so wacky. Look at how many layers that ship was down. This logbook's going to be chock full of stuff. Oh, look at all these unread logbook entries. We're not going to read them all. For important reasons. But for now, we're just going to scan everything that we remember to scan. I think I'm probably not going to read every scan prompt out because that will be a lot of reading. We will never get anything done. The interesting ones I will. So yeah, you got already we've got some choice UI design. So stuff that's interesting is blue. You scan it, it turns green. You've already scanned it. The green is sort of pale and faded, so you're not really interested. It doesn't really grab your eyes. Important stuff, that's red. You scan it, tells you stuff that you might need to know. Object scan complete. Statue's motivator unit is functional but requires power to operate. Power beam can't energize the statue. Seek an alternate energy source. Can't do anything with this. It turns green now. Look at that. The bullets even bounce off. Everything else, they stop. This, they bounce off. They're useless. They're not doing anything. They want you to know that they're not doing anything. And then that turns green as well because you're done with it. You've seen it already. Here's some red stuff. Let's scan it. Bam. Large quantity of acidic fluid. May be used by indigenous bioforms for digestive purposes. Shell is vulnerable to weapon fire. Oh, really? Bam! Look at that. Amazing. Fucking video games. We can go into our ship if we want. We don't want to do that. We just came from there. It's broken. You can lock to stuff. Bam! Now the fact that our camera control is kind of awkward doesn't really matter because you just look at the thing that you care about and you lock to it and then you're shooting it. Bam, easy. Shooting combat in 3 dimensions. We've done it. We've invented combat. What's this? Cannot translate alien text. To access door controls, need to update translator files. Damn. Foreign alien languages. Can't read them, can't get through the doors. Fucked up. Guess we're gonna have to learn some alien languages. Look at how quickly this game is establishing what's important about it. And now let's jump into a hole. Well, looks like some bad stuff's gone down here. So this is neat. I like this choice. Starting the game with, like, the relative safety of your broken ship. Like, oh, let's go and explore the world. And then the only way to progress, like, you see a hole, and then before you can even really recognize that it's a hole, Samus is like, let's fucking go down there. Hell yeah. And now you're stuck. Only forwards. Only forwards. Bam. Crates. Shoot them to blow them up. Yeah. Bam. Bigger crates. Heavy weapons and explosives. That's okay, we got one of those. Bam. Charger beam. It's heavier now. Got him. Oh, look at all these scannable objects. Part of a ventilation system converted to dispense pesticides. System still active. Pesticide supply at 13%. Is that useful information? Fuck no, but it's cool. It's so cool. The world's just full of things to learn about. See some dead shit? You can scan it, you can find out why. The scan visor is cool as hell. Considering it's something that the original Metroid basically didn't have. Or, you know, it's something that the other Metroid games never really bothered with. It's a cool idea. You know, on the sliding scale of no narrative whatsoever, like no written narrative whatsoever to audio logs, I like the scan visor. Because if you don't care, you don't have to. You just fucking It's just not there, you know. It's like visual noise on the screen, I guess, but it has a clear. Ooh, it has a clear mechanical function. Like, you get the scan visor. The game tells you, here you go, interface with devices. Scan this control panel. Bam, it works. Progress. And then you look at it and you're like, damn, I can see everything else now. That's interesting. Maybe I'll scan it. Maybe, you know, that it gives you that option. Whereas you don't have to give a shit about that. You just, well, I don't care. I'm going to move on. I happen to care. At least a bit. Look at that. There's got logbook entries on the doors. They care so much about the doors that someone wrote a logbook entry for it. Used with armored security locks, which must be neutralized to operate the gate. The gate is resistant to all but the most potent explosives. Bam! That's a plant for later, but for now, we'll continue. So yeah, like, I was saying before that one of the things that struck me the most earliest about this game was, like, how well the level design works in 3D. Because, like, you got this alleyway. It's made of like a weird bio substance. It's all glowy. You got these corpses. Games like, oh, they were hit by an unusual amount of weapon fire, more than necessary to kill it. Marines are not prone to such overkill. Bam! Narrative. Whatever killed these Marines, whatever these Marines are looking funky. Whatever killed these aliens was panicked and afraid. So you're like, interesting. I'll go down this corridor. And then you get to here and you're like, well, I can't get through here, I'll scan it. Object scan complete. Converted cargo pod gate. Once part of a Starship cargo bay. Nearby scan panel. Oh shit, where's the scan panel? Bam! Wires. Bam! Scan panel. It was right there. But from over here, you couldn't see that shit. Look at that. You couldn't even see the wires. They put something here so you couldn't see the wires. Ooh. Whom's posting links? No links. Nightbot will get you. But yeah, look at that. They put a thing here so specifically so you couldn't see the wires. I love that. I'm about that. Thank you, Retro Studios, for level design. It's basic, but it's very cool. It creates a situation where, like, often you have to... You'll like follow the natural flow of a level, and then you'll get to the end and you'll be like, well, I didn't see what I needed to advance on the path, so I will have to go back. And because, like, they create stuff that you only see on the way back, so it makes the going back interesting. Or it encourages you to look harder on the way forward. That's cool. That's very smart. We're not going to scan all this stuff. We are, however, going to get this map. Juicy. Hell yeah. I love to download the map for this area. That's my shit. Yeah, making backtracking difficult to do is, like, both difficult and important. It's something that, like, Metroid games are always criticized for, is having too much backtracking or you know, like, being too focused on backtracking. And it's a serious, like, it's a serious problem. It's something that you have to work on. But, yeah, like, making the backtracking good is hard, but possible. And I think that Retro Studios, it's a tough challenge, right? Because inherently, moving through, like, look at this map. Look at this fucking map. This is a tiny fraction of this game's map, and you have to move all the way through the whole map more than once. And if you're, like, really looking for stuff to, like, fill out your inventory, you have to do it loads and loads of times, every which way. Especially if you're not following a guide and you're, like, actively, like, looking for this stuff the first time. And I think it's impressive that Retro Studios make this kind of world map navigable and interesting to navigate. Excellent. People in the chat are already bringing up Doom 2016, and I was going to do that too, because I was originally going to, it was pointed out to me just before the release of Doom Eternal that, oh yeah, you can double jump at this point, can't you? Just before the release of... Sorry, it was originally pointed out to me when the first trailers were circulating. Wait. Where was I going with this? Right, just before Doom Eternal came out, it was pointed out to me that I was streaming Doom 2016 when the first trailers for Doom Eternal were releasing. And I was really excited for that game at that time. And I remember thinking... Oh, we came this way, didn't we? Yes. So, I remember thinking then, oh, we'll probably stream Doom Eternal when it comes out. And now that it's out, I don't know if I will. Because I'm not looking to... Ooh, enemies. Bam! You can scan those. This is how you learn how to kill weird enemies. This is something that Metroid Prime did a lot more of that this game is going to do, than this game is going to do. But there are a lot of enemies where, like, the way that they gamify this is that your default lock-on zone for a larger enemy will be wrong until you scan it. I think that's really cool. Like, it makes mechanics out of... It makes mechanic out of, like, the fact that you know, your, like, hardware that tells you what is a threat or not, or, like, what is a weak point on a threat, won't know until later. Oh yeah, there's some corpses here. These are the people that we came here to find. Standard human. Me. Source of fatal wounds, Galactic Federation assault weapon. Ooh, exciting. Trooper was in all likelihood killed by friendly fire. Whether it was an accident or not remains to be seen. Ooh, the plot thickens. So yeah, I don't know if I want to get in on the ground floor of Doom Eternal. Because I saw some footage of it and I did, like, it seems to have made some changes that I'm excited about and some changes that I'm not that excited about. So I'm kind of looking to pick it up when it's cheaper and see how much of that ends up being manifest in the final game. Because the reason I brought this up, I think that the parts of Doom 2016 that crib from Metroid Prime, like exploration-wise, are not that good. I'm not a fan. Security panel offline. Need some fucking power is what I need. So, you've heard it plays a lot more like a first-person character action game than 2016's arcade shooter vibe. Like, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if that sounds good, is the thing. Better puzzle platformy bits. The thing is that I think those are probably that's probably like impossible, or you know, like better first-person puzzle platforming. Eh? So I don't know. I'm interested to play it, but I'm not chomping at the bit. While all the rest of you are playing Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing, here I am playing Metroid Prime. Oh yeah, so this is Metroid. You can turn into a ball. Presence of an unknown biomass. The game calls them Dark Troopers. Anyway, they die like pretty much everyone else. Again, I guess? Because they were dead before, right? Whoa. Do you know what owns about this game? The fucking music. The music owns. Oh, of course, it's the Prime Melt. Hello. Want to watch me play Metroid, have you? Bam. Owned. So yeah, it looks like some mad shit went down here. So that panel is on now, it would seem. The tail end of video game music adhering to the Big Beat Manifesto. You know, I think you might be right. I think we might have successfully bookended this with System Shock 2 as the opposite ends of video games and the Ministry of Sound. Nice thematic through line. So yeah, it's mostly the vibe that they're going for at the moment is mostly like, whoa, what's happened to all of these people? They're real people and they're monsters now, which is something that Metroid Prime didn't really try to do. Most of Metroid Prime is like it's a Chozo world that is like dead now. All the people that you meet in Metroid Prime died ages and ages ago, whereas these people died quite recently. So, yeah, you see some footage of some alive people in this game, but yeah. Hey, this is not Wipeout Erasure, okay? Wipeout is its own thing. Wipeout existed separate to the rest of video games, as evidenced by the total collapse of Studio Liverpool. Like a parallel video game universe where fucking driving zero-G cars and taking ecstasy in clubs was like, those were the same thing. You ready? You ready? It's cutscene, baby. Look at that. God, this game looks so smooth. Nothing like in-engine cutscenes to create weird new shaders that make the game go grindy. Fuck is this? Unknown dimensional anomaly. Dimensional rift, eh? 2016 has been happening since Psygnosis folded in 2012. Honestly, mood. Trying to remember when I actually got Wipeout HD. Would it have been 2012? When was the big PSN outage where they gave out free video games? It was then. I'd always meant to get it before and never did, and then Sony gave it to me for free. I've spent my whole life telling people to buy a game I never actually bought. Anyway, we're gonna go through this dimensional rift now. No, it would have been way before 2013, wouldn't it? It would have been like 2011. Anyway. So this is an interesting cutscene. I mean, you know, it's the sort of the primary motivator of the plot. Is that there's a Dark Samus! Whoa! Seen only in the 100% completion ending for the original Metroid Prime. 2011. I was right! Yeah, and then the crystal explodes, and you're like, the shot choice in this is weird. It sort of deliberately doesn't really show you what's going on. You don't see a lot of Dark Samus, but anyway. These horrible things come at you. The nasty dark atmosphere gets you. Samus gets zonked back into the portal, and you lose all those shiny abilities that you had 20 seconds ago. Oh dear. Samus does a little hungover face. So yeah, you just lose all that shit. It's gone. Gone, gone, gone. No more double jump. No more morph ball bombs. But that's okay, it's Metroid, you know, it'd be like that. We gotta go find our stuff. Gotta go get it back from those horrible monsters what nicked it. look at this, look at this. You're like, oh, I remember these from earlier. I'll shoot them, and they go bang. You're like, ooh, what's this? It's like, can't get through there. It's made of, what, like, yeah, telluric alloy. I have no idea what that is, but it certainly doesn't break, you know, my gun doesn't break it. And then bam, there's another one. It's open. Nice. No more boost ball, no more morph ball bombs. Oh, the strafe and dash is nice. I'm a fan. Samus is a flighty one. That's an interesting thing, right? Like, the move to three, like, in Super Metroid, like, your main evasive maneuver in combat is to jump vertically, because obviously there is no useful horizontal plane to evade an attack that's moving horizontally on. Whereas in this game, you know, there's much less verticality, although there is a lot of verticality in this game. We'll talk about that later. But your main evasive maneuver is to move horizontally, and they do that by allowing you to strafe real fast, which is interesting because, you know, normally you can't really strafe at all, but then as soon as you have a target, you can hop, and it's all fast like. Nice. Video game design. Hey, you don't need to do that. You don't need to tell me where to go. I'm going there. Yeah, thanks. I located the save station, not you. So chat is discussing whether it is a good or bad thing to give you a moveset, strip it away, and have you unlock parts of it, or whether this game actually amply showed you what your full moveset would be. So I think this game comes in between in quite a compelling way. You have a fraction of your full moveset at the start. You saw the boost ball, where I was able to hold a button to move much faster in the ball form. I was able to drop bombs as the ball, which I'm no longer able to do. I was able to find missiles. Was that it? Yeah. Which, at this point, where I have just a gun and a scan visor and a ball, like, oh yeah, I was able to double jump as well. Like, that seems like a lot. And that's quite I think it's quite cool, because by the end of this game, it will seem like almost nothing. And I think that's cool. Like, because it gives you, like, it recontextualizes your kit twice, and I think that's quite good. I'm a fan of that. Like, this game, something that we missed, I didn't really bring up because I didn't really think of it, but is actually really cool, is that this game has preserved a really interesting... like it's managed to have it both ways in a really interesting way. So through the power of foreknowledge, I can tell you that this door here. So another thing I'll quickly point out is, do you hear that sound in the background? It's like a low mechanical whirring. That's the sound of an upgrade nearby, like something that gives you more missiles, or something that gives you more health, or whatever. And it's behind here. Like, it's meant to tell you that there's something nearby and there's some puzzle you can solve to get it. And it's to open this, right? So you scan this and you say, what is this? It says it's made of telluric alloy. Now, through the power of having played this game, maybe, you know, just shy of 10 times, I can tell you that telluric alloy is exploded by morph ball bombs. Now, we don't have, at this point, like, it's not possible for us to have seen this and scanned it and seen it's made of telluric alloy until after we've lost the morph ball bombs. So this game has already has already guided us to a situation where we had to use the morph ball bombs to open a barrier that we couldn't have otherwise, which we did in a ball earlier over here, right? In the middle of this, there was a barrier that you had to explode with morph ball bombs. Now, because you could only get through this little tube in the ball form, you weren't able to scan it and find that it was made of telluric alloy. So the game has its teachable moment where it says you break some things with morph ball bombs, before it tells you what material you actually need morph ball bombs to break, so that you can then learn that later. I think that's cool. I think that is really cool. Like, you could, I mean, let's be honest, it's pretty clear that, like, you could take from context that you break this with morph ball bombs, but I think it is a neat touch that they were able to preserve you learning which material that you... The enemies came back? Boo. I guess I went through a door, maybe? Yeah, you're able to preserve learning what does when for later. It keeps the important information, like it keeps the most basic important play information earlier and lets your, like, the interesting information come later. I'm a fan. What other games are there that have given you, like, really big tool sets and taken them away? Are there any that give you the whole tool set first? I feel like normally this is the way to do it, but then I've played this game so many times that it could form the basis of that opinion for me. The God of War games do that. I cannot profess to have played enough of those games to know. I played little bits of 2 and 3. Look at this. We're on a distant planet. Bam. Big open area. Games like, use the scan visor. I'm like, okay. Cannot be destroyed. Oh, right. So we're talking about, like, removing tools from you from previous games. Well, that's another interesting thing, right? Because this game takes place not directly after, but shortly after the original Metroid Prime. And it doesn't even bother telling you that you had all of the tools from the first one. Like, you finished the first game with wave beam, ice beam, super missiles, power bombs. I believe you do actually have power bombs in this game. But, like, a bunch of stuff that you just... the game doesn't start you with in this game. It just doesn't bother. It just lets that have slipped between games. Cocoons. These explode, so you lose them. You can't, when you get close to them, you can't actually scan them. Oh yeah. Oh, Nier gives you everything and then takes it away again. And how does that play? How does that feel? Big old zoom on a door we can't go through. Nice. Simple-minded creature patrols turf in search of nourishment. Wow, me. Eh. Aggressive and dangerous in numbers. Light armor no match for my weapons. They were right. Their light armor is no match for my weapons. It's another setup. They're going to do something fun with that later. We've had the worker splinter, which has a transparent hollow body that doesn't seem to really do anything. Just dies in one shot. And you have these splinters that take 3 or 4 shots. Look at this. The atmosphere turns purple. I had literally never noticed this before today. The music went all dark and I was like, why is it doing that? And then I looked up and I was like, whoa. The atmosphere phases in between. Look at that. That's so cool. It's such a tiny thing. It's so tiny I had never seen it before. But now I have seen it and it's cool as hell. It does it in so short of a scene, it's hard to really know what you're doing aside from just that you're big and strong. I think that's probably good, right? Like, it's probably, as long as it gets across that feeling of empowerment without paralyzing you with what the toolset does. The game is mostly just checking you know how the mechanics work at this point. Which, you know, needs doing. Fuck you, buddy. Only one of us can patrol this turf in search of nourishment. Audio logs, baby. Well, actually they're text logs, but, you know. All the troops went a little bit mad working here. I wonder why. Maybe it has something to do with that weird dark dimension I was in. Boing. Check that out. Yeah. And then the music cut. I love the music in this area. I'm turning it up. I love it that much. The music in this game absolutely fucking pops. I see, right. So it establishes that it establishes the end of the arc at the beginning, which is good, right? I guess it, you know, it subverts that, or like the way that changes you is presumably part of the point based on what I know about Yoko Taro and the games that he makes. I refuse to play them. Imagine playing video games, especially not ones that aren't from 2004. So yeah, early on we just sort of drink in the big area, find the scannable thing, we scan it, that noise plays, and then some shit happens. And then you gotta look around and shoot the object. And then bam. Progression. Look at that. Basic traversal. A missile expansion, but I don't have missiles. Bam. More doors. Games like you'll hear about doors. Are mines the best kind of area for a tutorial? They definitely serve. They definitely have a lot of benefits. You can do a lot with a mine. You can get a lot of. Verticality. Things can move. Barriers to your progress can, you know, be deployed and removed basically at will. Mines are good. There's a risk of them not being particularly visually interesting, but they get you close to the soil of this new planet that you're in. I think that works, broadly speaking. Yeah, you can jump around them. Jumping around them is good. There's rocks everywhere. You know, rocks can be ramps, or they can be obstacles. More dead soldiers. Ah, excellent. Distress signal. Let's go. Excellent, we're done. Oh, wait, no, it didn't work. Damn. Atmospheric interference? Boo. Oh shit. More nasty troopers. Oh. A fun thing about a mine is that it does not have to look like a mine. Friendo, are you battling Nightbot? You will lose. I cannot tell Nightbot to chill. Nightbot was not programmed to feel remorse or fear. Halo's tutorial level is also functionally a mine. Yeah, I should play the... Now that those remasters are out, I should probably play them. Ugh. Fuck a turret. Oh, look at that! Look at that! This enemy is way too high up. Maybe it dropped some health that you want. Bam! Press and hold A, you can get the health. Look at that! Game mechanics. Game mechanics! The game teaches us how to play it. Amazing. I mean, it does say so on the screen in letters, but it, like... The level design creates opportunities for the, you know, and in obvious ways, right? We have this gate, it's being defended by a turret. Turret's on the ceiling. If it's on the floor, the aliens will get it. Ah! Anyway, run through small hole. Scan gate unit. The best and coolest mine level? Good question. The problem is that the mine aesthetic itself, it's not very memorable, I want to say. Oh, the Great Cave Offensive. Nightbot, ban Dean. Ban Dean. No, door's broken. Guess I'll have to use this ball. Look at that big spaceship. It's going to stay out of range until we trigger this cutscene, isn't it? Door machine broke. Door machine go brrr. This is the problem, right? Your brain knows that, like, mines, they stand out as a concept to you, that you can't really think of any of that. None spring to mind that were very good, because they were mines, you know? Necro mines from your Odd World. That was good. All the Mudokons mining the bones of their ancestors to make into beer. None spring to mind. Damn. A lot of people with bannable posts in my chat this evening. Look at this, pre-rendered cutscene featuring multiple other living people. Is this a Metroid game? Are you sure? There would never have been a flashback in Metroid Prime 1. Yes, I think this is maybe the weakest part of the game, narratively speaking. It motivates, like, it's not really needed to motivate or contextualize the conflict, it's just kind of here. And you can tell that either Retro or somebody above them was into this idea of motivating this conflict with people, with soldiers, because they lean even harder into it in Corruption, which is a game I overall don't really like, but it's very ambitious in a lot of ways. Smooth music transition from Metroid theme to Darkness theme from this game. It's Alien! Aliens is happening. I need... One of them actually does say I need backup, although I think I talked over it. English dialogue in a Metroid game. Imagine. A Marine staggers over to the console. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not wild about this bit. Oh yeah, Dean, that is extremely bannable. Please never ever type the word sequelitis in my Twitch chat. Please say what you mean and not some other nonsense. I don't know. They just had a different vision for where they wanted to go with this game. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just don't like it. Spaceship. Memory core damaged. Unable to restore access. Seek individual log entries. I will not be doing that because we're not trying to just read the whole time on this stream. So I'm not going to shoot this yet because something I noticed while I was having a faff with this game is neat. Right, so obviously you want to go on have a look on this ship. Bam, a door with the scan logo on it. I guess I'll scan it. Oh look, it's the map station. Let's get a map. Bigger and more cinematic. Yeah, I guess. They sort of, you know, budget went up or something, so they thought they would do more, and more in this specific case turned out to be less, and yeah. I get you. So there you go. There's your map. Look at all that stuff. What even are these key? There you go. So the map knows that there are T's and P's, but doesn't know what those are. So I guess we'll go find out. Yeah, a Metroid bounty hunting game with Skyrim procedural quests sounds fucking shit. That sounds bad. Like, it's kind of awkward that they picked Samus to be a bounty hunter because thematically I feel like that doesn't fit particularly, like, the sort of workaday nature of the, like, you know, people often talk about, like, where they want to see a game where Samus does more day-to-day bounty hunting work, and that doesn't really commute with, like, evocative, robust level design. Like, it sounds procedurally generated. Having a day job is a roguelike, is what I'm saying, and roguelikes are often bad games. So yeah, this doesn't work. Scan interface panel, bring cannon online, bam. Nintendo sure does love giving its protagonists jobs that they never do. It's true. It's very true. That looks like a morph ball. Bam! Hell yeah. It's a cannon. You get shooted out of the morph ball cannon. So you go over here, and you're like, can't go through here, what's that all about? And you go back this way, and you're like, damn, I can hear that upgrade sound again. The upgrade sound is coming from inside the house. Yeah. Missiles. Yeah, Apocrypton oh, okay, never mind. Sound's gonna have a seizure, but, it's these things from the cutscene. It's the Dark Splinter, and here's the third part of that setup I was talking about. They've got shitloads of health. Look, they were like 4 shots before, now it's more than that. My gun is smoking trying to kill these things. So look at that. Levels of threat gradually established. Nice. So yeah, I've talked at length about roguelikes, both on this stream and in my multiple YouTube videos, but, you know, the genre isn't going away, so I guess I won't stop talking about them. But yeah, broadly speaking, I don't like roguelikes very much, mostly because I don't like the way that progression works in them. I don't really like feeling like I have to play a game X number of times before it becomes possible to win at it. And the only, like, you know, actual, like, serious numerical things change about the, like, the tools that I have to approach the game. I'm not a super big fan of that. That said, I just bought one step from Eden. I'm gonna play that after the stream. That game looks cool as hell. It's Mega Man Battle Network, so... Yes, thank you everyone for discussing accurately which console we're playing this game on. Look at this architecture. I like this architecture. Everything's got weird tubes and circles and stuff. It looks cool. Like, what the hell happened here? I don't know, but I love it. We're actually running this upscaled on a Nokia N-Gauge, just so everybody knows. Yeah, this is Metroid Prime 2 for the Nintendo Gamecube. Bam, this ain't work. Where's the thing? It's up here. A lot of the puzzles, as it were, in this part of the game are mostly just look up. Is this really a GameCube? No, this is the Dolphin emulator, which is how you're seeing this in silky smooth 1080p. Rest assured, I own 2 physical copies of this game, a GameCube and a Nintendo Wii, so this is, as far as I'm concerned, totally morally clear. Friendo, you can't say that. I posted the link to this stream in that Discord. You are messing with forces you cannot comprehend. That was something I wanted to talk about, actually, because one of the reasons that I'm replaying this game is, I mean, this isn't like new news, but it's something that interests me a lot, is you can actually play this game on a PC now. 5 years ago, you couldn't do that, despite the fact that nominally the hardware was there. Like the raw system requirements were perfectly adequate. So like, the reason that you can play this game now is because they've done some... it's the reason I'm, like, being transparent about the fact that we're streaming this on Dolphin, because I think that the work that the people who developed Dolphin have done here is just completely insane. Like, the fact that they've done all this stuff, like, boggles the mind. So, 5 years ago, when you tried to play these games, like Metroid Prime 3, Metroid Prime 2, or whatever, your computer could process all of the like the software load on it perfectly well, but the problem would be that loading the individual shaders for like the beams interacting with surfaces or coming out of the cannon, or like this thing where you shoot at a wall and you can see Samus's eyes, like all of that stuff uses elements of like it uses the clock cycle of the GameCube's processor and a bunch of other like very esoteric hardware stuff that meant that like emulating it was prohibitively difficult. And because the software is saying, okay, get this from here, and the computer is like, I don't really have that going right now. Can we just create that? We can create that for you now, but it'll take a second. So basically what that meant was that your game would stutter and hitch while the game built the shaders. Whereas now, as of 2017, they developed Uber shaders, which basically is a technology where I mean, you could if you just Google Uber shaders, you'll find an article from the Dolphin dev team on this, where they basically describe just basically like mimicking the hardware of the GameCube central processor in your graphics card. It's like unbelievable. The next time anyone ever talks shit about Super Smash Bros. Melee, just like tell them, point them to Dolphin and like say that Dolphin just would not fucking exist in its current form. GameCube emulation would be nowhere near what it is today without Super Smash Bros. Melee. Big alien. Wait, say it again. Unknown chemical present in target. Similar effect to mummification on dead biomatter. He's like a weird insect bird thing. Sort of like, you know, sort of like a chozo, but never mind. I am indeed playing this with a GameCube controller. I'm a big lover of the GameCube controller, and I will use it whenever I can. Which I was talking about this with a friend recently, and like, there's a lot of people who dislike the GameCube controller. I don't think it's entirely unearned. The controller is weird, but the thing about it, I guess, is that while we've become used to like the rubric of the DualShock 4 and the Xbox controller, like, the GameCube controller, I think, works really well for specific games, and you can tell because the good GameCube games are the ones where you have to press the giant A button a lot, and it has to be satisfying to press. Like, you know, the Smash's basic attack button, like other stuff like that, like jump buttons and stuff like that. It's really good. Nietzsche's Uber shader. Melee is responsible for a lot of stuff. It's just a shame about the rest of it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, you know. Wait, what? Yeah. Oh my god! Stop telling me about the save room when I'm just outside the save room. I can't believe the timers on these hints weren't calibrated for live streaming that hadn't even been invented yet. What the hell? Fucked up, honestly. Whoa. Well, that didn't work. Anyway, follow the wires. It's the save station. This is a Super Smash Bros. Melee respect zone, okay. Yeah, it's hefty. It sort of falls into your hands because it's so big. It's a weird shape. I don't know. I feel like the way that I hold controllers is like, sometimes I pick up a controller and I'm like, I can't reach the triggers like this, and it's because I'm trying to hold it like a GameCube controller. I wonder what that is. Unknown energy field is scrambling the scan wave. Yes, the GameCube controller is in fact smaller than the Duke, like most controllers. And indeed some babies. I should probably save my missiles, actually, shouldn't I? They're not very bright, are they? Sorry, the Duke is the colloquial name for the original Xbox controller, which was famously fucking massive. Very swift and strong, ramming attack to defeat its foes. Ooh, hello. It's very nice of this thing to jump exactly back to where it left off, so I can lock onto it again. Alright, there we go. So now we get the Alpha Splinter, and then we're going to get the Dark Alpha Splinter. And I believe it's going to get a health bar. Yeah. And a projectile. Oof. Oof, that's quite a lot of damage. Owned. Yeah, the Duke was literally massive, like, way too fucking big. Unknown technology. Wait, really? There's a licensed Xbox One Duke? Like they met for like what? For irony lords? Like what? System alert. Unknown item acquired. Oh shit. Well, it hasn't broken the suit, so it must be fine. I guess malware hasn't been invented in the world of Nintendo's Metroid. Damn, I should have known the world had Duke Likers, but... For some reason I didn't want to let myself believe it, you know? Energy controller? Oh shit, a living alien. Umos, Sentinel of the Luminoth. Please listen and hear of our world's peril. There you go. Dialogue. Meteor hit the planet, split the planet into... They're sort of overlaid on one another, separate dimensions. Again, this is a bunch of dialogue I feel like the game doesn't really need. Like, most of this has been set up by everything that we've seen already. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, I have to find this picture of the Xbox One Duke. They fought for decades. Oh god, Xbox One Duke controller. Right, wow, yeah, there it is. Why have they done that? Like, it's literally just the Duke, but compatible with an Xbox One. Damn, fucked up. Yeah, so I've got the planetary energy collector now. So I just fucking turned up on this planet and accidentally bumped into the most important technology that they have because, I don't know, a fucking spider had it. Whatever. Sorry everyone, Nightbot rules this chat with an iron fist. It's just how it is. It's Nightbot's world, we're just living in it. May the light of ether shine upon you. They say that a lot. My good pal Umos. Wait, did he... Oh yeah, I can read this now, can't I? Yes. So yeah, it's like a gating system. There are 3 main regions in this game, and basically the color of text you can read tells you how far through the game you are. One thing I find kind of awkward about that, I guess, is that because we spend a you spend a boss fight getting this blue sphere, which allows you to collect energy from the important plot locations. That's not very cool. It doesn't really manifest itself in the game, which is a shame for a game that has is so good at that and has so much scope for that. And basically everything else, everything else that we get will be super useful. It will, you know, recontextualize spaces and make us think of stuff that we've seen before, because we can move there now. Yeah. There we go. Alright. Oh shit. Light flyers. Owned. Not so light now, are you? I fucking hate evil clouds, especially when they threaten to electrocute me. Yeah, this game is not particularly robust to sort of, you know, I guess you know, readings about colonialism in video games. This is very much a video game in which you turn up on a world, learn everything about its inhabitants, and then shoot them all to death. Because, you know, they were hostile. That's cool. I like the rocket elevator. Obviously that cutscene, you know, masks a loading screen. But as a loading screen goes, it's pretty cool. 39 messages deleted by moderator. Is that just... What's happening? Everybody stop getting owned by Nightbot. They're doing their best, okay? If Nightbot's too aggro against... Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe I can get Nightbot to chill when it comes to people typing capital letters, because I understand that people like those. Look, it lets you fight them as they're being possessed. So you get to decide how, you know, you get to have a role in how many are left by the time the possession is over. Nice. Immediacy. I'm sorry everyone is being owned by Nightbot's righteous fury. I'm sorry that it be like that. Bam! Energy tank. Hell yeah. Now we've got more health. Oh yeah, this is where, so the T's are like translation points. Yes, I remember now. Yeah, the energy tank is indeed vape fluid, for anyone who's wondering. Here's that translator door we saw earlier. Sand scorched and ruined by war. Exciting! Hey, it's Michael! What's up, Michael? We're playing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Let's see what these Luminoths are saying. The army swells. Beasts and rogue machines join the ranks of the Horde, all eager to bring death to the Luminoth. The Ing sent these new additions to the industrial site to do battle with me, while they watched from safety. Cowardly mongrels. My only regret in death is that I did not live to see the day of their defeat. May it come soon. Scrub quotes. Get this guy's ass. Yeah, Bioshock, but like, I don't know, was it 2 years earlier? Was it only 2 years? Surely it must have been more than 2 years earlier. Like 4 years earlier? God, when did Bioshock come out? Is every enemy type here some variant of Gross Beetle? Absolutely yes. Damn, the expansions are pretty easy to come by at the moment, huh? Bioshock was 2007. Okay, cool. Damn, 3 years between this and Bioshock. Some fucking hidden text here. Heritage, not interested. Rocket lift. We're at the Aegon Wastes, baby. Fuck crates. We got alien crates. So yeah, so far so video games. Now we're in a desert, from mine to desert. Look at this. There's a little butterfly. Relatively harmless in the shadows, powerful and invisible in the light. What? Well, the Lumite shot first, everyone. Okay. How did you die? Oh, beetles. Badly damaged by sandstorms and heat exposure. Target was dead long before the desert got to it. Owned. Look, you can scan the grass. Plant requires no moisture to survive, relying exclusively on solar energy. Must be nice. Imagine if I didn't require moisture to survive. Whoa. Wide open area. Look, what can I say? The aliens shot first. It just happened that way. I wish there was something I could have done. There's a fucking thing up there, isn't there? Okay, yeah, but you can't get it for literally dozens of hours. Horrible worms! Oh, the way that thing moves is so good. Look at it. Look at this. Is it going to do it again? No. It's going to vomit on me. Can't vomit on me, that would be very rude. But yeah, look, which of its heads is alive? Changes. Nice. You have to kill both, and then it does this. Horrible. I love video games. Yeah, look, if you want my, what the hell? Oh. If you want my, my unfiltered opinions about, Metroid and, its attitudes to, you know, indigenous life and, like, you know, extermination and stuff, you should stay tuned for the Metroid 2 Let's Play that I'm probably never going to do because I'm not emotionally powerful enough to play that game for an audience. But play Metroid 2. Metroid 2 good. Are you ever able to play a video game without dissecting it with your game designer scalpel? No. My brain is doing this literally all the time. Me vocalizing it actually slows it down. So I trade the energy spent on performance for energy saved having the thinking part ticking over constantly. Yeah, right, you get to focus on something else. You get to focus on being charming and entertaining or foregrounding a particular thought that's interesting to you, rather than just constantly thinking about everything all the time. If I'd been mindful enough to scan that, the game would have said it was telluric alloy. Sand bats. Contact with targets can cause minor damage. Look, I'm just firing. You just ran into my gun. There we go. Structural analysis complete. Oh, brimstone. Yes, telluric alloy is the bombs. Brimstone is missiles. Sort of medium interesting tension, right? Like you have to keep enough missiles about to traverse through the space, but also they're very good at killing your enemies. But then they keep the enemies around, like these bats are around. So if you run the fuck out of missiles, you just shoot some more, get some more missiles. Nice. Good work, video games. Whoa. Look, Samus Aran is not the military-industrial complex, okay? It's not like that, I promise. Did I feel like I missed something there. Over in that save room. Where are Samus and Dark Samus on the political compass? A very interesting question. I wonder if the answer is as interesting as the question. So, So far, we're aware that Samus is, like, weirdly, I think, this is here, isn't it? The biggest waste, I think, I mean, you know, Nintendo game, lol, but the biggest waste of characterization for Samus is in these games. It's her sympathy to the military, which I feel like, I mean, actually, I guess in real life it's probably quite common, just because of the way that, you know, I mean, a lot of bounty hunters, at least as far as TV would have you believe, are on American TV, right? And those people probably fucking love the troops. Whereas, you know, out in future space, where there's presumably at least marginally less scarcity, I can't imagine a private contractor bounty hunter is particularly sympathetic to the army. But, so I would say that my reading of Samus, I mean, so we've got, like, She likes the troops. We know that she likes the troops. So she's not entirely libertarian. And I mean, you know, she's certainly interested in the right to bear arms, right? She has a bear arm on her bear arms. Yeah, I don't know. Is there marginally less scarcity in future space? Who can say? I mean, there's been a lot of arguments that that won't happen, but also the spaceship has fucking nano printers, so maybe the invention of the nano printer caused some kind of revolution. Who can say? Metroid is very intentionally vague about the state of its universe, which not a terrible thing. So Dark Samus is yeah, she literally cannot stop bearing arms. Dark Samus is like... I mean, I want to say obviously... I feel like we're coming up against the limits of the traditional political compass here, because... You know, Dark Samus is never shown fitting into, or even existing tangentially to... existing tangentially to a community of people, right? The only people, like, Dark Samus physically damages one community of almost deceased people, and then Samus turns up and says, don't do that. So, like, I mean, Dark Samus wants to enact some kind of, like, change. But they, you know, they were also a horrible, like, they seek aggressive evolution. What's the political, is that libertarian centrism? Because, like, whatever gets, you know, whatever comes out of the evolution is accepted, right? Like, apart from what enables Dark Samus to do murders, there's no preferential, no stated preferential qualities of the evolution. Like, the quality is the ability to commit murder. Which, I don't know, you might argue is politically right, but I think in the interest of balance, I'm going to suggest is politically centered. So, Samus and Dark Samus both center libertarians. Dover Chief, you must be new here. The reason I was asked for the political commentary is because that's my bit. Or it's, you know, it's our bit. Michael and I share this bit often. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so Dark Samus is some kind of, I agree, some kind of anarcho-libertarian. It sounds about right. Right. Can we get up there yet? No, we need to double jump to get up there. Sad. Yeah, the like, you know, stuff gets blown up without much analysis of the outcome. Indeed, the like, the outcome as such is, like, you know, the fact that I blew it up justifies that I blew it up. Its explosion justifies my blowing of it up. That's very Dark Samus. Whereas Samus is like, damn, I wish I hadn't blown the stuff up, but does it every time. Yeah, any spined wildlife, Samus is like, yo, fuck that. Auto target is fucking me up. yeah, let's just fucking run in here and fight a boss. Hell yeah. Give me my morph ball bombs. What up? That's a big one of those. Alpha Sand Digger. It's good to know that in weird future space they still subscribe to, like, outdated modes of pack animal analysis. Bam, now it's dark. And its ass leaves behind weird bombs. Oops. Enemy is utilizing your morph ball bomb unit. So yeah, this is the thing that happens over the most of this game, is that the portal, like, dispenses your gear onto the creatures of Aether and makes them try and kill you. It's kind of fun. So yeah, you hit it in the bomb ass, and then it gets stunned, and its eye pops out. Ow! I'm not doing very well here. Yeah, the problem is that when you lose your lock, it becomes very hard to fucking do anything. There you go. Because you lose access to your strafe, which is like your main movement tool. You can, in a pinch, turn into a ball to do things, but it's not very good to do. Yeah, see, like I lose that lock automatically there and have to just kind of hope. Can you hit, please? There we go. Uh-oh. Ow. This is not working. There we go. Oh, no. There we do not go. So now, yeah, now it has like an involve period. Sure. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Little hitch there. Yeah, the missiles home in, but they do like a grip of damage. So I want to save them for when... Actually, I guess I could use the charge beam for when its face opens up, couldn't I? Yeah, they still bounce sometimes anyway. There we go. Ugh. Ugh. Owned. Give me some fucking morph ball bombs. Now, I'm interested to see, because I haven't played this game in probably 5 years. So, my main residual memories of this game are from when I played it on release. And, like, I remember it being, like, I remember the bosses, the early bosses being quite spaced out. So I'm interested to see, you know, with the ability to actually read the level design, how I will find that. We'll see. Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely Like, if you can look in that ball and you can see that she just becomes pure energy while she's in there. Like, she just... There's no crunching. She takes up less space inside the ball than she does out of it, clearly by quite some margin. But anyway, now we got Morph Ball bombs. You can drop 3, even though the Guardian could drop 5, boo. And also, they make you do a little jump. Yeah. There you go, Telluric Alloy. Ta-da! Fuck that. I'm over it. Okay, yeah, I think I remember now. So this is where the energy controller is. Yes, it's in here. So now we can operate these locks, because not only can we bounce up into them, but also they're operated by bombs. Oh, she's, I don't know, is she compressible? I guess she must be. But then why wouldn't the ball be smaller if she was compressible? What's the vapor pressure of fluid Samus? These are questions we must know the answers to. That energy controller looks fucking empty. Subject definitely went out fighting. Yeah, okay, John's, mate. Does Fluid Samus ever let herself just pour out? I think when Samus is vibing, she must do, right? A portal to Dark Aether lies nearby. Hell yeah. So, this is something I'm way into. Likely because of this game. Okay, you need to get all these keys. So, this temple... So, there's another world overlaid on this one. It's a dark mirror of this world. The dark version of this temple is locked by 3 keys. We need to find the 3 keys. Which, you know, whatever. But, so far so video games. But also far so video games is that, like, the world is massive. Like, it's really big. It's got all of these huge connected rooms. They're all very, like, intricately designed. There's a lot of verticality to this map. Like, I don't think I mentioned it before, but, like, the sensation of looking through this map, if you're a person who likes to look at maps in video games, let's go back to the world map so I can show you what I mean. In the temple grounds. Like, the sensation of looking at this map and, like, looking at it, look at this! Look at this room! This room looks fucking weird. Look at this room! This room looks fucking weird. I want to go there! Like, that sensation is, like, so powerful in this game. And why I like it over the original Prime is this overlaying of these 2 worlds on top of each other. Because nominal, like, to first order, all of the geos of the Dark World are the same. So you get to see, like, it sounds corny, but seeing dark versions of places you're familiar with is fun. And solving puzzles with those darkened geometries is fun. Because it tickles the part of your brain that is paying attention to the level designs, which, as I have maybe intimated, I am doing. Is this Metroid a link to the past? Yes, it is exactly that. Some of the bosses are just as annoying as that one in Link to the Past that can just drop you in a hole and cause you to start the boss fight again. So yeah, now we got the, now we can read orange text. One day we'll be able to read green text. Not yet, but one day. Dark energy may damage this door. Bam. Oh look, our gun bounces off it like it did off that weird crystal. Nice. So that means that if we find something that can open that door, then we'll be able to energize that weird crystal that we found. Bam! Video games. Yeah, Metroid is one of the two halves of Metroidvania. Shoutouts. Etymology. Fucking bats. Fuck them, I'm over them. Give me those orange texts. There's one. Look, they're sort of like loosely becoming invisible in the sunlight. That's so cool. This game's cool. I'm into it. They're rudely gonna stop me reading that one. Oh no. Through vigilance and strength, we create peace. Sounds like you might be a police state, like the one I'm currently living in. Hey, that's not great. Yeah, I don't love adding new lore entries to my logbook. It's something that when I played this game, first I loved, but now I'm not wild about it. But that's okay, because even though it shoves some of the dialogue in your face, actually I think this game's atmosphere works very well even without all that stuff. You saw it. It tried to shoot me. Right, so we're looking for a portal to Dark Aether. So I think there was more orange text back in this wide open space where we found that first sand digger. Oh yeah, we can go in here now. No, whatever. Yeah! Yeah! Sorry everyone for being too political on this family-friendly stream, but we do live in a police state. Fuck Boris Johnson. Yeah, that looks like a door we can open. Oh. Guess let's go the long way around. Gunrun, how dare you imply that games featuring 2D anime boobs are not real video games? They're the realest video games out there. Also, I think this game does feature an anime boob, if you get, like, enough... Or is it only the first one that has full Zero Suit Samus in it? Maybe. Who knows, anyway. Yeah, they may, even if they're not video games at their best, they're certainly video games at their most. You built that huge gate to obscure this tiny hole. Oh, fucking love map stations. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the image of Samus is a wife JPEG. Yeah, that's it. She only removes her helmet if you get loads of collectibles on this one, whereas in the first one you get the full Zero Suit. But you do get to see Dark Samus's entrails and skeleton in this game, which is pretty horny, so who's to say? Right. Well, that P is a portal, as is... I think there's one here, isn't there? That sounds familiar. Let's go there. See, look at that. The new pathfinding tool didn't even, you know, take us to somewhere we wanted to go. It took us to somewhere that told us somewhere that we wanted to go. Nice. Level design. So, people who do live in the police state, how are you holding up? And people who don't, what's that like? I went outside for the first time in a week today. For my government-mandated exercise. It is weird, isn't it? I've never been for a walk in the park that felt so Pyrrhic, you know? I do have enough food. I'm very lucky to have enough food. I've been like, whenever I've been to the supermarket, there's been a decent stockage of everything except eggs. Although, I'm gonna dob myself in here and say that the main problem I've had is getting eggs that were fresh enough to poach. I've tried to have poached eggs multiple times now, and I've had to scramble them because the whites were too thin to poach. Yeah, I know. Trust me. I think I'm even more pitiful than you do. Yeah! Cannons! Yeah, until you stop overheating and coughing sounds pretty smart, I think. Kind of just leaving them out, huh? Admittedly, I remember not getting that one for ages because I thought there was some trick to it. There isn't. You just go there. Pinball make it big. Inquiring minds may want to know that there was indeed a Metroid Prime pinball game for the Nintendo DS. I believe it had a Rumble Pack. Owned. Oh shit! The Dark Cloud has come for them too. That's so funny. They try and shoot it. I like that. Whoa, dark pirates! They're like cool and purple. It's cool how being like touched by dark energy makes you stronger. Why doesn't that happen to me? Why does it just own me? Damn, they got hella HP. I love Shadow Scizor from Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Wow, big mood. Look at this. This is cool. What's this? Oh, it's a Morph Ball bomb slot, but most of it is wait, does it say 50% of its component atoms are in another dimension. Bam. Or on the surface of Dark Aether, which is where we're going. Through a portal. This game has portals. I like portals. Currently offline. Must restore power to critical systems. Look at that! Metroid Prime did a bunch of this, and this game does a bunch more of it. I love it. It's just little puzzle rooms where bits move, and you have to move yourself through them. Yeah. No, bringing dark and regular matter together doesn't cause serious problems. In fact, it could, like, dark matter such as it is expected to be sort of maybe everywhere. You're thinking of antimatter, which this game is specifically not considering itself with. concerning itself with, even. Getting 100% scans in this game, which I have done, is such a fucking hassle because they put all this stuff in here that you like only encounter directly while a ball, and you have to find places to scan it from. It's kind of weirdly unintuitive, but it's sort of a fun, you know, trinket hunting exercise. You say they just annihilate each other. That's the bad thing. That's the bad bit. Them annihilating each other. I mean, it's you're mostly doing it for yourself. Like this was back when you like Metroid pioneered that trend of like you get a slightly different cutscene at the end. Like Samus is not wearing her helmet, and that's like it. But that was like minor acknowledgement of completionism, so it formed a whole trend. What the fuck? Yeah, get owned. So yeah, I think apart from changing her look in the final cutscene, nothing else changes. But you know, people like that shit. Wow, it was really helpful of the clouds to part at that exact moment. No, Michael, buying Uniclear would not be a very big mistake. It would in fact be very good. Let's play Uniclear. Fucking Quarantine Nation. Everybody get really into fighting games. Uniclear came out, yes, early this morning. Ms. Lofty and I were playing it. It's been out on the PS4 for a while, but it came out on PC this morning. Uniclear does sound like a topical skincare thing. Anyway, we've activated this portal now, so... Samus is just like, well, on we go. Into the portal. Damn, portal shut down. Since it was kind of loosely communicated in the last cutscene, we're gonna get another "Ow, the atmosphere hurty." So this is a thing that was pretty controversial when the game came out, but is this gonna work? Oh, it does work. Okay. Is it gonna send me back? Don't send me back. I don't actually want to go back. No, okay. Yeah, this is pretty controversial because the atmosphere, the atmosphere of Dark Aether is poisonous. Kind of really poisonous. Huge parts of the early game are so poisonous. They do that much damage to you every time. And you know, in a world where people are very ready to tell you that they're, you know, they don't want to play Majora's Mask because, like, the time ticking down makes them anxious. This does that a lot. Like, you have a very explicit resource. Your very direct life energy gets totally drained out of you. And I mean, yes, it heals you, but it heals you way slower. Like, the safe zones heal you way slower than the dark zone drains you. And the game also, like, there's no safe zone between these two places. You have to make one with your beam, but they don't last forever. So, like, you create temporary safe zones, like that one there. That's a permanent safe zone. That'll stay unless something untoward happens to it. But look, this one's already done. You can re-energize it, but it'll go away again eventually. And it creates this, like, really, like, I mean, the dark world is so dark that you can't stand outside. I like that about a video game. That's cool as shit to me. So yeah, this was pretty controversial at the time, and rightly so, but I'm about it. It's my shit. Oh shit, thank you for following. Who was that? Sir Lewis. Sir Louis. Thank you, Sir Louis, for following the Twitch channel. I like it when people do that. There we go. Anyway, there's that Morph ball cannon. Cannon? Morph ball socket. Exactly. If your dark world is only mildly gloomy, it's not a dark world, it's a mildly gloomy world. Trans-dimensional activity detected. Wow. Metroid Prime's had trans rights. Can't actually get up there, can we? Let's see how much further we can get into here. Look at these weird little pools of dark energy. Dark slop. Sloppy creatures. So, I don't know, I like this. I like the way that you've only got so much health to spend in the dark world. You can restore it, but it takes time. And some of the safe zones are temporary, because it makes you mindful in a way that I like. I guess, you know, in the sort of established rubric of, if you see a place, you can go there. Like, something that video games haven't really started playing with yet is, like, something that, like, people like to say about, Breath of the Wild is, like, Breath of the Wild is a game that not only gives you a place and, like, says that you can go there, but it also, Breath of the Wild is interested in why you would want to, right? This game is interested in why you might not want to go there. Like, actual exploration might not be very appealing to you in an exploration game. That's so cool. This game's so cool. Anyway, I believe there is a boss fight coming up. Look at that! A mobile light zone. Video games. There we go, boss fight. Every time a boss comes in, the game's like, ooh. The exact reason for the dark ing, that's what they're called, the ing, the dark creatures. The exact reason for them having light laser beams is not entirely clear to me. Dislikes bright light, there you go. Transdimensional energy, sure. Whatever, we'll take that. Does Uniclair have any cool boxers or big punch girls? It has a cool boxer. Enkidu is a cool boxer. He's like a monk type dude. You know, you're sort of wandering punch man. There is a punch girl, but she's not big. She is very small. Mika is a tiny child with enormous hands. She's very cool. We like Mika. In this house, we love and respect Mika. Lightbringer. This bringer brings the light. Another effect that this has, like this system of safe zones and a hostile atmosphere has, is that it creates, it allows the developers to direct vantage points to where you look at the level from. Like, rather than having these big 3D levels where you can move through them in a lot of different ways, and like what you will be looking at or where you will be looking at it from will change. Like, players will be moving quickly at different times in the different parts in the level and such like. Whereas this explicitly has parts you move through quickly and parts you stay in, plotting what your next move is, and that has interesting implications for this 3D level design. Like in this case, there's no visible safe zone here, except when we look around, we're forced to be more observant, we find this one here. And then we also see that there's one moving in the distance, that we're going to try and sync up the limited time on this one with the favorable area of this one. Wow, that is a plant for much, much later in the game. Classic Metroidvania stuff. Another upgrade we won't get for literally dozens of hours. Okay, this is where the boss fight is. Imagine if the elevator wasn't all safe zone. That would be cool. That's what I would do. I would put that in my video game. Here we go. Boss. Big Ing. Him do big jumpy. Big shockwave on the ground. Watch out for that. Jump Guardian. Is that the, what's it? The license holder for Dragon Ball Z? Shueisha? The Shonen Jump Guardian? Feel free to boo me in chat. Oh. Yeah, these early bosses you beat mostly just by strafing. This is a neat combat encounter, you know. It's got clear phases. You jump, you strafe. You jump, you strafe. Who called it an anti-air and not a jump guardian? Nice. Oh, I'm jumping onto it now. You can just space it, can't you? Yeah. You don't even need to do any of that. Speeding up. Ooh. Damn, my guy jumping. Damn, you'll hear about jumping. Who would Samus play in Uniclear? Good question. I want to say phone on. Samus, in her heart, Samus is a mean girl, and a distance demon, as Sakurai put it. Bam! That was a very baroque cutscene to describe that I can now jump again in the air. Yeah, Samus would play phone on. So if you feel you identify with Samus Aran, you should try phone on. She has a whip. She's mean. She wears headphones. She's cool. Bam. What if you could jump and then jump again in the air? Honestly, fucked up. You can, us back to the... Back to the portal. So yeah, another cool thing that this does, because there's always more, another cool thing that this does is that you find your you get your new movement tool in one of the two worlds, and then like you can see places where it might be useful in the other world. Like you remember, oh, actually, in the dark world that is slightly lower, so I'll be able to double jump up to it in a way that I'm not here, or like. It's to me trivially pretty cool that you get to have like these two perspectives on, like to have these two similar worlds to swap between in a game about traversal. Is air hike the best kind of double jump? Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm a fan of air hike. So yeah, we gotta go get those keys. I suspect at some point I will be consulting a guide for at least one of these keys, but we'll stick with it for now. I suspect we probably won't find all of the keys by the end of this stream. I'll probably go for another hour maximum, I think. Well, there's the first one. Damn. Did Phonon choose her name because of headphones? Or does she wear them because of her name? Honestly, big fucking question. I fucking wonder what that is. Looks like a boss fight in my IMO. Right. Let's go find some fucking keys, shall we? See, this is a key example of what I'm talking about. So, we have just done a loop from here, around here, and back to here, right? So, just before we came to the Dark World, we were in the light version of this room, right? And we'll remember from when we were here last, this structure here, because it's pretty distinctive. And I remember, attentive viewers of the stream will also remember, I tried to jump up here, and I couldn't. Now I can double jump, so I can get up here. And I can also get up here in the light world, because if I get up here now, not only am I taking a huge amount of damage, but there's fucking nothing here. There's a green door, which I can't fucking open, but nothing else otherwise. But there was something there in the light world. So when I go back there, I'll be like, must remember to check there. Uses up that negative space of situations where you go to use your new movement tool and it doesn't work, because if you are right about that, but you feel like you were wrong in one world, you might be right in another. It's because you be on that damn phone on. Hell yeah. Bam! Light. Solid Snake voice, sunlight. So for the inevitably curious of you out there, no, it does not keep up with the light world does this much, the dark world does this much damage to you all the time, the whole way through the game. You get upgrades that make it more manageable. But I like that it does it at this point. Like, you know, took very little damage in combat there, and I spent some time standing outside, hollering about how cool it is that you take damage while standing outside, but I still think it's pretty cool, like, how much damage the game let me take just, as a matter of course there. I'm a fan of that. And, like, because it's this thing that's so, like, it's because it's this thing that is so instantly, real to the player. It's like, it's definitely something that if, you know, you were designing this game, you would think about, iterating on or changing over the course of the game to give the player a sense of progression. And I guess I would just be interested to see a game that toned it down less over the course of a game. Like, right, because eventually it turns to 0. Eventually you take 0 damage from the Dark World. And, like, I can't help but wonder if there isn't an interesting way to do that, where maybe you keep the same rate of damage, but you mitigate it in other ways. You can create, like, maybe create safe zones more easily than by these pre-laid out ones by the developers. I don't know. Much to consider. Anyway, there's that trans-dimensional activity we saw last time. Oh, go away, space pirates. Oh hey, thanks for the sub. Wow, that sound is very quiet, isn't it? Oh well. 50% of its atoms are in another dimension. Bad. More illegal posting. We don't want to go this way. Oh no, we do want to go this way. There is a missile tank here. If posting becomes legal, I will simply stop posting. Yeah. Same, honestly. Right. I don't think. Oh yeah, I guess we could save real quick. Oop. Oh, double jump. Double jump just feels so right. Yeah, that was the moment in Doom 2016 where I was like, wait, this game is Metroid Prime. Like, there's a part in an early level where you sort of skulk around and not much enemy killing happens to get some double jump boots, and I'm like, this is a Metroid game. And I guess they toned that down for the new one? I don't know. Do I want to go there or there first? Oh, that just connects to the... Oh, that's locked, isn't it? I can't actually get in there yet. So we do want to go back through here. Do-do-do. Trying to think like what the sequence of upgrades is for the... Yeah, we didn't actually want to go this way. I mean, we got the missile tank, so I guess we take that. See, in the light world, we only need one jump to get up here. We needed two in the dark world. Level design. That's going to be like a good 50% of this stream, is me sagely saying the phrase level design. Can't believe that thing shot purple slime at me. What the hell? That violates the non-aggression principle. Okay, yeah, that is actually the way to the rest of the map, so... We're going this way! See, I think I'm headcanoning that Samus doesn't have a headache after being shot out of two cannons in quick succession, because, as we've established, she is just straight up vibing in the Morph Ball. Like... Okay, I definitely need to tell Nightbot to chill for the next stream, because... Nightbot, you need to chill. How you doing up there, buddy? You okay? You alright? Okay, they were alright. Phase on! That was what the last game was all about, and it's back here again. It's like, you know, evil energy source that sci-fi is so obsessed with. Look, space pirates are into renewable energy. Nice. I love the way that space pirates constantly seem to just explode onto the screen. Like, that cut was so sharp that it was like, here are some space pirates, and here are some more space pirates. It's just shuffling around the corner. It's very funny to me. like the loose characterization of space pirates is something that is just generally very funny to me. Yeah, exactly, right. Phazon is basically like a very clear like as a friend of us saying, a 1950s sci-fi like radiation sickness thing. As these things so often are. Like that's the only evil power source coding these folks have got to trade on. I don't know why I'm bothering doing this, but it's sort of a habit, I guess. Oh, the way the space pirate, like, fucking explodes out of the cannon. That's so cool. Look at that. Hell yeah. That owns. Yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff about how, you know, Phazon, oh, they found it and it poisoned a bunch of people, but they kept trying to do science with it, and that was misguided. Like, there's a lot of that. Which is not the worst thing in the world. It's just funny how heavy-handed it is, I guess. And Dark Samus, or the Metroid Prime, is a Phazon, like, bred creature that is obsessed with collecting Phazon. So, like, nuclear proliferation as an enemy. Lol. Yeah, I can't get through that dark door, can I? Oh. There's two for some reason? Okay, sure. Yeah, Argent is like a deal with the devil, although there's less specific like nuclear energy coding I found with Argent energy. Like, let's do some movement challenge. Hell yeah, space pirate marines are going to hell. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's the whole like portal to hell stuff in this. Argent energy is, yes, pretty on the nose. There's no doubt about that. Although it doesn't make people sick, it just summons demons, right? That pirate looked like surprised that that happened. Demons are decolonializing hell. Wow. Mood. Space pirate logs, not interested. Game says they're crucial, but I don't think that's necessarily true. Lift. Just give him a quick double tap. You know how it is. Yeah, yeah, totally. The you don't know what you're messing with vibe is definitely there. But, like, I don't know, I guess messing with powers beyond your, you know, messing with, like, what is verifiably a power source but is beyond your comprehension and brings ruin to your civilization is older than nuclear power as a literature device, right? Well, nuclear energy, I should say, not just power. Nice combat roll. That's cool, I like that. Looks like a sequestered bit of level and then a pirate just shoots through it. It's her! She. Everybody loves Dark Samus. Okay, open the big mouth door. Yeah. Love the way that she spends so much time hovering about being vaguely menacing. Yeah. Dark Samus is like definitely straight up Vibin, but like in a menacing way. Ow. Humility class turret. Dark Samus has Dio vibes. Yeah, yeah. She's sort of like floaty, she's menacing, she's committed to the aesthetic. It's not really clear what her goals are. Bye, pirates. You gonna do some? You gonna do some? Yeah, that's what I thought. That was what it was, actually. It was this fucking aerial strafe that made me think this game is Metroid. Like, obviously it was a pretty good fit for Doom 2016, but like being able to, you know, wiggle in a circle during one jump and then do it again felt very Metroid to me. Did Dark Samus ever spend 50 years just reading Vogue and being bi? You know what? Yes. That's canon now. Damn. Space Pirates being cruel to Metroids. Who would ever do that, Samus? Who would ever do that? It's okay, friendo. Titanfall 3 will bring back Quake-style air strafing. I continue to believe that a Titanfall 3 will come out at some point. Against all rationality and believability. I choose to believe it will happen. Source strafing is fucking wild. Oh, logs. Who needs them? This is fun. I like this. As environmental storytelling goes. You reading the log about the pirates torturing the Metroids and then finding one just getting owned by them in a tank. How did he even get in there? Who knows? There's even a hole at the top. I love it. This storytelling is so environmental. Yeah, there's a wall there. You can't get up there. No. This is a good game for people who like architecture. There's some good architecture in this game. And wow. How many tries are we gonna need? There we go. And look, I like the way that the camera centers a nice shot for the room. Like, you slot yourself in the morph ball thing, and the camera doesn't have to move around to the visually interesting part of the scene, but it does. I appreciate that. Big room, big room. Rocket pirates! Luckily, I have homing missiles. And they try and kamikaze you when they die. You get a little puzzle solving music. I like it. Right. So the game is the game is going to direct us over to some scanning. We're going to scan and I'll just do it. Why am I describing it before I'm doing it? Security system bypassed. Processing moving to position 1. He tried to trick Nightbot. I'm sorry, Valance, but Nightbot's too powerful for you. But there is a thing here somewhere, isn't there? Is it up there? Yes. Can we make that? I don't know, let's find out, I guess. But yeah, we want to make a staircase over to that over there. And we're going to do that by raising and lowering these racks. How do I... Where is the... Oh, it's over here, isn't it? Good boy. There's an up arrow, there's a down arrow. Look at this. Video games are being very video games right now. Oh, it's not that. Where is it then? Is it over there? Oh, it's over there. So, yeah. Critical path is over there. Door is visible over there. But, what's that? What's that? It's an energy tank. There's an energy tank over there. Samus needs a vape fluid, so we're gonna get the energy tank. Don't know what that does yet. Can't scan it. Give me that jewel juice. I nearly said Yule again, because I thought that was how it was pronounced. Apparently it's not, which is very disappointing to me. Where does this go? Huh. Right, so now we just need to reverse this orientation. Nightbot's still being mean to everybody. Yeah, I'll tell Nightbot to rein it in for the next stream. I can't edit the settings right now, but I will do. Yes, thank you. I did in fact do that on purpose. Damn, Nightbot's fucking sanctimonious, huh? Nightbot, you're not the good guys. You're just Nightbot. You're a soulless, immortal machine. Nightbot is a cop. That is true. No, that's not true. Nightbot is a valued member of the community. These are fun. These remind me of the bits of, ooh. Fuck. Remind me of the bits of, top-down Zelda where it goes into a side-scroller for a bit. Just watch me just ham-fistedly brute force my way through this. Absolutely no understanding of level design or platforming whatsoever. Alright, I want to see if I can get at least one more key before we end this stream. And actually, this is on Dolphin, so I can save state it whenever. Nope. My habitual key smash led me to a morph ball. Where's the next portal, I wonder? Oh. Nowhere. There's a lift there. Okay, let's just continue, shall we? Upgrade sound, but no upgrade to be seen. Ow. Would not have seen that without the scan visor. Thank you, scan visor. Ooh, 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 video games. Video games! Metal Gear. Dark Samus just hungry for Phazon. Ooh, she can't get enough. There's that boss screen freeze. Ooh, ooh. We love her. Bisexual icon. Speaking of music that is a bop. Yeah. This game's got some leitmotifs. This boss has got some fucking health, let me tell you. Dark Samus is definitely a Virgil, yes. Parrying my missiles, I'm not about it. Did she get hit by that and then parry it anyway? Okay, well that was rude. She's got super missiles. Is that just a... Ow. Ooh. Wow, that was cool. Okay, yeah, she's just full-on parrying missiles now, huh? Damn, she's got a recovery shield on that? Boo. The music is not enjoying what's happening here. Oh, this fight is so cool. Yeah, the shaders I think are having a shit fit, which, you know, I can understand. Oh, that's just rude. Yeah, it's kind of insane that the Gamecube even did this, right? Like, I feel like some parts of Metroid Prime 3 are like less ambitious than parts of this game. My right thumb is doing good because you know what? The Gamecube A button is fun to press. We did it, everyone. We killed Dark Samus. Surely the game will be over soon. Unfortunately, Gunner and Valance made the choice reference to one of my videos sooner than you did. Also, I was fighting the boss, so I was not reading chat. Bam! Dark Beam! Yeah, Dean, the absorption of old Metroid music into the ambient like sound and just I guess general leitmotifs of these games is really cool. They knew what they were fucking doing, and it was establishing stone cold bangers. So yeah, bam, Dark Beam, gun thick now. Gunny thick. Dark Beam is slow, but dark. Other controversial thing about this game. The beams have ammo. That was new. Like, the wave beam and the plasma beam in the original Metroid Prime did not have ammo. So, yeah. Exciting, shiny, and new. But look at that. Oh, that's cool as hell. Yeah, it's the same model as the ice beam. It's like the gun is the same as the ice beam. But, they changed the colors on the chunky parts of the gun. What if it was purple indeed? Grenades, you say? Ow. That pirate damaged themselves with their grenade? Stop owning me. That feel when it's a colour but it burns. Exactly. Where's the nearest save room? Oh, it's over there. Should I go to there? I could do that, couldn't I? Or... whatever. Because in addition to damage to enemies, it also energizes portals. Yeah. Thanks for coming, friendo. I will teach you about uni whenever the hell you like. Just slide into my DMs and undernight information will be yours. Bam! Key! That's basically what we wanted. So I'll go get it. And then I'll find somewhere to neatly wrap up the stream and we'll be done. That will be the first session of A Tale of Two Ethers. And folks, in my opinion, this game only gets better. So we're going to see the wonderful world of Ether and of Dark Ether together. Now, how the hell do I get up there? Oh yeah, there's a thing, isn't there? There it is. Brimstone! Fuck. So the question of when I stream. At the moment, things are kind of ad hoc. But now, like, I had tried to do things on Tuesdays, so I'm streaming Gravity Fantasy Versus at the moment, semi-regularly. I'm trying to get both of these things more regular, and as the country is totally locked down, it will probably make it easier for me to be more regular. So I'm going to try and find a time slot that works for me to do both of this and Gravity Fantasy Versus streaming weekly. Which I also have to balance with something I'm running for my fighting game local. Is like yeah. So basically, I've got a lot of streaming to do, and I've got a lot of, like if I'm going to make it regular, I need to figure out when I want it to be, and I will probably tweet about that when I figure out what it is. At the moment, it's going to be ad hoc until further notice. But keep an eye on my Twitter, and I should publish a schedule at some point. I'll probably edit my channel details, which are woefully out of date, once I have got a fix on how regularly I'll be streaming. I'll try and do both of those once a week, because I like both of those games, both this and that. Right, let's get the key. Yeah, I tried to stream Granblue Fantasy regularly on Tuesdays, and that didn't really work because while I was at work, my work would have a propensity to run over, as it so often does. So we'll see what we can do about that, is what I'm saying. There's a dark door there as well. The deal is for Jane Bloodborne's House of Eyeballs that I have uploaded. Is that the episode? I think I have one more episode of Jane Bloodborne's House of Eyeballs Gaiden that I haven't uploaded. Maybe? But I didn't actually finish the Old Hunters. I planned to, and then I had a bunch of work to do, and basically I thought I would finish it in one stream. I ended up not finishing it in that stream because that boss was a lot harder than I expected it to be, so it didn't get, it ultimately did not get finished. So I may come back to it. I would like to close the book on that story, but the problem is my motivation to do that is pretty low, because it would literally be log in, fight boss, kill boss, game over. So yeah, most of I'll upload that penultimate episode, and at some point, maybe after I finish this, pencil in a time to just get in a final episode of James Bloodborne's House of Eyeballs Guide, and just to properly close the book on that. But yeah, is there just a light door at the end of here? Okay, yeah, can't go there. Like I say, it's a compulsion. I don't really know why I'm doing it, but I am certainly doing it. Yeah, Orphan of Kos was it was a weird one for me, because I found it to be a lot of fun. Like, I think that boss is designed really well for the first half. Like, the first half is up there with some of my favorite Soulsborne bosses. And then the second half is just like, you just die really quick, and it's like, eh. Like, windows to attack it are not obvious, and you die real fast. And I'm not super psyched about it, which is a shame, because, like, that first half is really, really good. And, like, even though it was really hard, like, the Lady Maria boss fight is really good in the Old Hunters. Like, generally, I think the Old Hunters is very strong. And generally, I think Orphan of Kos is really strong. But I sort of, my motivation to fight it got pretty low, so I didn't go back to it. But I will get back to it. Denzium. Can't break Denzium yet. I happen to know what breaks Denzium, but I won't, you know, spoil it. For anyone in the audience who does not know. It's a common thing with Souls bosses lately is that, you know, like Frida in her final form, it was some bullshit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't get that far in Dark Souls 3. Like, I found that Dark Souls 3 was just full of stuff I didn't really enjoy doing, so I stopped. Like, who's Gale? I don't know who that is. Oh, do I need the fucking... Oh no, I don't. Okay. Interesting decision, I think, to have the first new beam that you get in this game not actually be super effective as a combat weapon. Like, it's a dark beam, it's not very effective against the dark enemies. And then when you get the light beam, it just fucking rips through them. So it's an unusual decision. Brave decision, I think. I don't know if it entirely pans out for them, but I don't know. Ah, this appears to be a save room. Which I think is exactly what I'm looking for at this 10 PM. So yeah, I think with 2 keys, a dark beam, some space jump boots, and morph ball bombs under our belts, I think that is going to do us for the very first episode of A Tale of Two Ethers. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you a bunch of people who followed and some people who subscribed. That was awesome. Thanks. I love it when people do that. yeah, it's great. I like that people enjoy watching this live stream because I enjoy making it. It's a nice release valve for my brain in these ever more insane times we are living in. So yeah, I will try and find a regular time slot for this. It will probably be like Tuesday or Thursday or something. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming, and I will see you all next time.